television empire when checking out Luce's The Lion Family. Just looking at just feeling the heart coming from him. Just the whole thing. So I just found myself adopting that.
Yeah, strong, like determination to just live and to do more than survive.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this all started with you being a true friend. I mean, you went with your friend Yusef Salam to the police station. You didn't have to do that. And then from that time, you were there till the time that you left prison.
No, I didn't have to do that, but it was just something in me, something that I'm not familiar with. I just said, I ain't gonna fly leave my boy. I mean, try to hang out with my boy as long as I can, without me even knowing the backdrop to the future madness.
Would you have ever thought that you would have been in that position, that it would lead you where the life that you led?
No.
More importantly, what was touching me during the movie, and I don't see how that picture is, when the judge said, and you got the account that you were guilty. How did you feel, and what was going through your mind when you heard that judgment?
Well, before I came out to the courtroom, and my regular court officers, they was on the outside of the gate. But when the verdict came through, my angels as court officers, they came to me already. So they had pretty much already embraced me for the verdict. It was like you're looking at 3 charges. When you go in the courtroom, act like you don't know. I told you this. I got you. So they just sexual abuse in the furthest, riot in the furthest, and sexual abuse, right? I think it was an assault in the furthest. I said, okay. They said, Mr. Reed, you'll be all right. I said, okay. They said, you already got about 2.5 years on Rikers Island anyway, so you'll be all right.
So were you shocked when you heard it? Was it the initial impact, or?
After receiving it from my court officer, but it still was. It still was.
You were one of the only 5 that was tried as an adult. I want to hear your opinion. Do you, right now, you're looking at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Do you think that any young adult, not even young, 16, teenager, should be tried as an adult, and do you think that they belong in a place like Rikers?
No.
And there are things that we're just so aware. There are people that are working on that now to stop children and young teens from going into that environment. Rikers has a reputation, so I can't imagine any of these young people here. And that's what you got to do. Look to your left and look to your right, and they're going into Rikers. One of the things that you had shared earlier with us was that there's 2 Koreys. You even spelled your name differently when you were a child, right? Why the two Koreys?
Because I left the first time, but the 2 Koreys is the ages that you just gave. Mm-hmm. And me being in my 40s, right now, that's who I'm representing right now. Mm-hmm. And like I said, me being away, is really, when you go away, you're really dead. When you're away, is really a graveyard. It smells like death. It sounds like death. It's not but death. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street. It's death. And to go from there to here, it just made me, pretty much think about, the Korey B.I.G., life after death, because that's what I'm going through. So it just, you have to enjoy your freedom, people.
Amen to that. I mean, every time I hear you say it, and I've heard you say it today, and I've heard you over other interviews talk about the prison being, you said life, you said you were death, and you were living death every day, and now you have a new life. And I'm glad that you are now seeing the life side of it, but you said you were living death every day. And the reason why I want to paint that picture is because you came up on parole. And when it was your parole time, they wanted you to confess to something that you didn't do. And they said, if you don't confess, you're going to stay in here forever. What made you not break under that pressure and not confess?
Well, pretty much the beginning of my parole kicking off. Just hearing from the parole board. We all kind of wish that you received more time than what you had, so you can stay here a lot more longer. So pretty much when I received that in my little young brain, I guess it carried over with me. So when you locked up people from 16 up to your 20s, up to your 30s, you becoming that institution. And when you become that institution, you become cold, very cold. Everything about you is cold because you've been there for so long. So, just I guess upon my last visit to the parole board, I guess my state of mind was, I'm gonna finish out my sentence. I don't need y'all to tell me when I can go home or what have you. I'm good. But as I found myself learning a little afterwards, around that time when he was in office, Governor Pataki, he was in the magazine talking, to those with serious cases that was going before parole board, that was going home off of it and recommitting the same crime. So he said to his parole board, they're allowed to hit you if you don't comply with their program. They're allowed to hit you past your max. So that's when I felt I was a done deal. And up to the point where my hero Reyes came out and he freed me from all that madness.
I remember the quote that he said something like, if they don't want to hear my truth, they're not going to get my time.
Right.
Yeah, I that hit me too when I heard that. I was like, wow. Let's talk about Matthias Reyes, because that's interesting. That you have the perspective that you have about him. You said he's your savior.
No, I'm just saying. I don't mean to, really big him up the way I do, but I'm just, when you're away, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not gonna manifest my mouth on speaking ill about him. Because if he would have felt the same way, he would just left me up there among the inmates, about 20,000 of us in the yard. So I'm not going to speak ill on him. Like I said, just pick him up because he saw me. He had a little conversation with me, a little heart-to-heart talk with me. Then later on, he just magically just put my name in the air. I'm up here, up in Auburn Correctional Facility with Korey Wise, who ain't do nothing, and people is constantly eating at his flesh.
Right.
So
I look at that situation and all the things that you experienced during that time. You are like the prime poster child of what a miracle looks like. To have that type of intervention, and then that. Between you staying the course, there would be no exonerated 5 without you. No exonerated 5 without you doing that. So, that means so much in that. We were talking last night when we were sharing, and we were talking about what you could do. And I heard him say something in another interview, and I said, vote wise. Because we have people that are able to make changes in the room today, and your vote counts. We have young people that are turning 18 and are 18 years eligible to vote. Can you talk about that? We talked about last night a little bit about what that meant to you, vote wise.
Pretty much voting wise is not voting me. It's just pretty much just voting for the right person to get this dude out of office. Let's get him out. It could be one of y'all. Just get him out. Get him out. Get Nito Brown out of there. Get him out. Because he ain't trying to go nowhere. He ain't trying to go nowhere. He making moves. He making people angry with him. All that is really a so what. Just, let's get him out of there. Because all this impeachment, he should have been gone. If he ain't going yet, he's not going. Pretty much, I'm only thinking that he's gonna be up in there because of this ad he put on 65. That's his forever sticker right there. The man who put the ad out, and right now he got the CP5 separated. You know, that's separate, exonerated. Everybody doing their own little thing, but still in law, his name's gonna always pop up. I don't know the man. He don't know me. But I'm not voting for him. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got that from me.
So your vote counts. Your vote means something.
So just you gotta get him out of there.
Okay. Choose wise. Choose wise. So let's do this. We have some questions from our young people. So
bring on the page.
Yeah, they're good. We got 4 good questions for you. Can we, who's our mic person?
Me.
There you go. Can we start with the first question? Can you stand up and speak into the outline?
Hi. Knowing what you know now, would you, like, if you could go back to the restaurant, would you still go with your friends?
Baby girl, what's done is done. I'm an Emmy winner. That's done. All I can really do on that note, baby girl, is speak to my future as well as me being a past. Don't do what I did. Take it behind home. If you're smart like that.
About that, but I didn't have to bring that point up about going home. They brought that point up yesterday about going home. So I mean that your story is saving lives just from them seeing that.
That's good.
Our next question.
In the Netflix series, it showed that you had struggles with your literacy. And I wanted to know what role did that play in during your interrogation process.
One more time?
I wanted to know what role did it play during your interrogation process.
What's that?
Your literacy.
Trying to read.
Oh,
Hard to read.
I wasn't expected to be there. I only think even with the problem or without that problem, when you're not supposed to be there, it will mess you up because it's a spider web. You would like to get out. Somebody get me out. Whoever is here try to get me out of here. He's not supposed to help me get out of here. But if nobody gonna try to get, you just mentally, your brain gonna be like scrambled eggs because you're not supposed to be there. Beautiful question.
Our third question.
So we all know that you will forever be linked with the other
four gentlemen who were now, like you guys are now known as the True Part 5.
Exonerated.
The Exonerated 5. I apologize.
No, you good.
How did it feel being the only person to have the longest sentence?
That's the system. The system do what they want to do. They do what they want to do until they feel they can get away with it. They just want to do what they want to do. Get that dollar. Just do what they want to do. And they just hope that you learn from it or you die from it. That's all. It's just a system.
And it's not, just on that point, what you just said was, could you tell them the difference between Central Park 5 and the Exonerated 5 and why that's important?
I don't know what's in your head, but what's in my head? Central Park 5 means this. Exonerated 5 means that.
Right.
Everybody do what y'all want to do. You do what y'all want to do, and be careful why you do what you want to do.
Awesome. Our last question. Good. One more. We had questions that were already. Who's our fourth person? Jaya?
Do you still reside in New York? And if so, how does it make you feel to live in a city with a justice system that has convicted you?
Well, I am, but I'm not in that area no more. I'm dealing with a new city. I'm not dealing with an old city. So I'm dealing with a new city. That the new city has nothing to do with the old city. So that'll be my way of just keeping it moving and not trying to disturb nothing, not unless it requires my presence.
We have one more question from Chris Jackson from Big Picture Learning Academy. Yeah, you need a mic.
Korey, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. I'm not from Big Picture Learning Academy, I'm from Big Picture Learning. This school is part of a network of 75 schools across the country that are all about student activism and all about leading with student interests. So it is my pleasure to be here with these students and with you. We had the pleasure 5 years ago at our national conference of having Ava DuVernay as our keynote speaker. I can't think of a better person to have told your story. So shout out to Ava DuVernay. Folks said that they were moved by the docuseries, maybe in some of the wrong ways. I want to say I was moved in the right way by having Jarrell Jerome win the Emmy and shout you out. That was extremely moving for me. So shout out to you. And shout out to I don't actually have a question. I have an invitation. Because we had this network of 75 schools, if you take the students in these rooms who have all watched the docuseries and multiply that by 75, we put a shout out to our network about 3 months ago to watch the series, and many members of our network have watched it as well. I would love to have you visit more of our schools and talk to more of our students. In fact, I'd like to invite you to Fannie Lou Hamer Freedom High School in the Bronx, in your hometown. I know that they'd love to meet you and learn from you, so no question, but please, we'd love to hear your story, and the youth in the Big Picture Learning Network I know would love to hear your story as well, so thank you so much.
As I ended on this point before, and I kind of went ahead of myself, but without your strength to endure, there would not be the Exonerated 5. And I am thankful to know you. I'm thankful to be able to be a part of sharing this story. And I don't think you realize how much you've impacted this generation generations that are in this room today. So I give you love, we give you love, and we thank you for coming. I'm going to turn this back in the hands of Adriana.